Hey guys, Mapletail here. Today is my review/reaction to the newest book in the Warrior Cats series, and the first book in the 8th arc, River. And we're drawing Curlfeather, and maybe more cats if this video ends up running too long. Before I get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Also, major spoiler warning for the entire book of River. So as usual, this isn't a formal review, just my thoughts chapter by chapter of anything that stood out to me. I've already read the first 3 chapters from the preview up on the Warrior Cats website, so let's dive right into chapter 4. It's a Flamepaw POV, woo. On the way to a gathering, Flamepaw remarks on his unhappiness in ThunderClan. Makes me think maybe, with the changes to the code, he'll end up as a character who'll be switching clans. Perhaps even for a forbidden relationship? Would be super interesting to get a first-hand view of how that's gonna work. It could also be a way for him to escape Firestar's legacy, similar to what Tawny Pelt did. It's nice to see Ivypool and Rootspring maintaining a relationship, bonded through losing Bristlefrost. Never gonna get over that one. Bothers me though that Flamepaw isn't sure he believes everything that happened in the broken code. Like what? I know he was young and all, but come on. And Tigerstar announces 4 new kits: Born to Cinnamon Tail, Fur Kit, Stream Kit, Bloom Kit, and Whisper Kit. Little Birch Kit and Roan Kit are also mentioned. And I thought it was so adorable that everyone looked at a proud Birchfall, as Dovewing named Birch Kit after him. As sad as I am that Flamepaw failed his warrior assessment, I'm very happy to finally hear the other apprentices' warrior names. And they're pretty good ones. Myrtlebloom, Bayshine, and Finchlight. I'm especially excited about Finchlight, as that's 1 letter off from my guess for her. Way back when I made a video guessing warrior names for kits and apprentices at the time, where I guessed Finchlight. And this also leaves the suffix song open for Flamepaw, which I would love. The apprentices Flamepaw was talking to get snapped at to be quiet by a brown and white tabby Shadow Clan warrior, who I'm assuming is Sunbeam. She also compliments Flamepaw's name, but says that he doesn't really look like a Flamepaw. Ouch, like he doesn't already know that. It was nice of her to stop him from being teased though. Then, the moment we've all been waiting for, Misty Star announces the changes that will be made to the warrior code. Cats will be allowed to change clans for a mate if they can complete a task assigned to them by the clan they wish to join. Sounds pretty reasonable to me. They also discuss how deposing a leader would work. 3/4 of the clan, including the medicine cats, must agree, and then they can present their case that their leader is harmful to the other leaders and then to StarClan. If everyone's in agreement, said leader will lose their extra lives and position to be replaced by their deputy. Again, seems reasonable to me. The next chapter is a Frostpaw one. In Riverclan, Misty Star has to deal with the fallout of the upcoming changes to the code from her clanmates. Many cats are unhappy with the whole thing, even going as far to seriously downplay the events of the broken code and to distrust the lights in the mist, which is honestly so ridiculous and frustrating. I thought we were way past this. It all ends up being too much for Misty Star's old heart to bear, and she collapses off the high stump, losing her last life to the stress of it all. Not to mention her very old age. I've wanted her to pass on for a while now, but it was still hard to see. Back in the earlier arcs, she was one of my absolute favorite characters, before the errands ruined her for me in the broken code. So I've definitely got some conflicting emotions here. Frostpaw is able to reach out to a green-eyed cat, possibly Willowshine, hopefully no one like Ashfur, and make sure that Misty Star makes it to StarClan safely, which was a nice touch, and shows her close bond with her ancestors. It's very interesting that Reed Whisker is on patrol when all this happens. I have a bad feeling something is going to happen to that patrol, and not everyone will be making it home. Next up is of course Sunbeam. It's a very short chapter. Sunbeam is still in the medicine cat den, but seems to be healing well. She gets a pleasant visit from Blazefire and an unpleasant one from Lightleap. And that's about it. Back with Flamepaw, he's cleaning the Elder's den, and Bristlekit, Stemkit, and Greykit decide that they are his apprentices now, and help him. Adorable. I think it's pretty silly that Flamepaw got in trouble for letting them help. Cats have definitely done that in the past with no problems. Very sweet to see Sparkpelt stand up for her son though, and to tell him to try not to worry about it. At least until the two of them get into the fight about being kin of Firestar, and how Flamepaw wants nothing to do with it. It really feels like the only cat on his side is his foster mother, Sorrelstripe. She talks to him the way Sparkpelt should have, and encourages him in a way that has nothing to do with cats that came before him. Flamepaw clearly wants to make her proud, and I'm sure she already is. In Riverclan, the hunting patrol returns, and surprise, surprise, Reed Whisker isn't with them, and no one seems to know where he is. I have zero hopes that they will find him alive. Back with ShadowClan, Sunbeam has recovered and is back to patrolling. Unfortunately for her, it's with Lightleap. And we learn that Sunbeam got in trouble for lying for Lightleap, and that Tigerstar will be watching her, which is pretty dumb in my opinion, especially considering she told Shadowsight the truth. Sunbeam hears a strange sound while hunting. Thinking it could be rogues, she hurries to it. She also says it sounded far off, possibly on Riverclan territory, which of course made me think of Reed Whisker. Apparently it was just Lightleap stepping on a thorn, but I don't believe it for a second. Especially when Sunbeam decides not to report it to Tawnypelt. The whole thing feels like trouble. After Riverclan visits the camp looking for Reed Whisker, Sunbeam wonders if that could be connected to what happened with Lightleap. And I can't help but agree. Even if Blazefire dismisses her. Which also makes me worry he may end up Lightleap's mate instead of Sunbeam's. Which would be devastating. But I'll try not to get ahead of myself there. With Sorrelstripe's suggestion and encouragement, Flamepaw asks for another Warrior Cat's assessment, which Bramblestar eagerly agrees to watch. At least until he and Squirrelflight get into some sort of fight, and she ends up going to watch in his place. Riverclan also visits here, still searching for Reed Whisker. Thornclaw has the audacity to suggest that Riverclan actually had malicious intentions, which is annoying, but never mind that. Flamepaw's assessment, which he fails again. Even though he beat a hawk to a thrush. Unbelievable. His argument with Finchlight is just as frustrating. And when she says that ThunderClan is the natural leader of all the clans, what nonsense. Things are even more of a mess in Riverclan. Frostpaw is feeling the pressure to be there for her clan, but is trying to figure out what to do while Misty Star is dead and Reed Whisker is missing. When all she really wants is to go cuddle with her littermates, like before her visions started, and cats started treating her differently. A few cats throw their hats into the ring of being acting leader, including Shimmerpelt, which was nice to see, as I've drawn fan art of her as Shimmerstar before. Frostpaw escapes from all the tension to her den, and finds a dock leaf in her nest, shaped like a star. A possible sign from StarClan. The rest of Riverclan agrees when she shows them, and want Frostpaw and Mothwing to lead Riverclan until StarClan chooses a new leader. With Frostpaw being the only cat able to contact StarClan, this is a massive burden to put on her very young shoulders. What could possibly go wrong? On another patrol with Sunbeam, Hopwhisker ends up cutting her paw on some two-leg garbage. Since they are much closer to Riverclan camp, they get a Riverclan patrol to take them to Mothwing and Frostpaw. They help Hopwhisker, but don't let them near camp, not wanting them to find out about Misty Star and Reed Whisker, of course. But this just makes Sunbeam more suspicious, along with how tense everyone is acting. Back with Flamepaw and another disappointing hunt, Bramblestar scolds the patrol. And it's clear from Twigbranch and Stormcloud's reactions that there's still a lot of trauma around ThunderClan from Ashfur's takeover. And Bramblestar is clearly not entirely himself. I'm starting to wonder if he's going to step down from being leader after everything he's been through. I'd certainly be happy to officially get Squirrel Star. In a Frostpaw POV, the Medicine Cats propose the changes to the Warrior Code to StarClan, and Frostpaw gets an ominous warning from Leopard Star. It's a little strange that Misty Star isn't the one to talk to Frostpaw, as Frostpaw's never even met Leopard Star. It makes me a little concerned that maybe Misty Star didn't actually make it to StarClan, for whatever reason. Anyways, Leopard Star says that she can see Reed Whisker in a shadowy place within Riverclan's borders. And based on the sounds described, he's near Two Lake Place, which can't possibly be good. With Sunbeam, it seems my fear for her is coming true. Gullswoop tries to cheer her up because Blazefire has been spending more and more time with Lightleap. Toms, oh my god. And what a betrayal from Lightleap. She's supposed to be Sunbeam's best friend, and she knows that Sunbeam has loved Blazefire since she was a kid. And here we go with Lightleap putting cats in danger again, and getting Blazefire seriously injured over a stupid dare. Apparently her and Blazefire have been spending time together because they like to take risks, while Sunbeam is too much of a rule follower. I may be biased here, but there's nothing wrong with being cautious and following rules. I mean, look at what Lightleap's risks have done. Badly injured Sunbeam when she landed on her back, and now getting Blazefire crushed by rocks. When Blazefire tells Sunbeam that he loves her, but doesn't think that they are a good match as mates. It's just heartbreaking. And utter trash garbage. The line where he says he doesn't want her waiting around for him as he heals, or doesn't, was especially frustrating. I'm very happy to move back to Flamepaw. He, Squirrelflight, and Sparkpelt go to talk to WindClan about a borders dispute. They run into a patrol led by Nightcloud, and Flamepaw thinks about her beautiful black fur, and her name that actually suits her, which was really sad. At least everything seems to be relatively sorted with WindClan. In Riverclan, Frostpaw leads a patrol to find Reed Whisker again. A lot of pressure and responsibility for such a young cat. And I have to agree with her skepticism about finding Reed Whisker alive. And we're right. They tragically find Reed Whisker's body at the bottom of a ravine. I'm suspicious about the claw marks on his back. That Frostpaw remarks look like the claw marks of a badger. If he'd really died in a fall, surely he wouldn't have bloody scars like that. Either way, it'll now be up to poor Frostpaw to interpret who StarClan wants to lead Riverclan next. All of this really puts into perspective the problems that Sunbeam is having. That said, I do feel a lot of sympathy for her. I know exactly how it feels to be rejected by someone suddenly who you loved, and who said loved you back during a serious medical issue. And it's a real bad time. I'm glad she had sibling Spireclaw to listen to her sorrows and offer support. When Spireclaw says that love is complicated, and Sunbeam says, how would he know? I of course thought of the prologue that featured Spireclaw and his forbidden love, Fringe Whisker. I desperately hope it works out for the two of them. Flamepaw's next POV is another gathering that he's furious at having to attend. That aside, it's an exciting one. The changes to the code are official, and the first cat to act on it seems to be Fur and Stripe of WindClan, who wants to join ThunderClan to be with Shelfer. Aww. And Fringe Whisker of SkyClan also put in a request to join ShadowClan to be with Spireclaw. Makes a lot of sense that the clans being joined are clans that we have POVs in, so we should actually get a chance to see the whole process. I just find it so funny that Riverclan is just falling apart at the seams, while the other clans are pretty much just vibing at the moment. Well, the clans argue about all the same old stuff. Flamepaw finds Spot to hide away, and runs into a mopey sunbeam, or rain cloud as she calls herself. I'm so excited to get our first interaction between two protagonists. It was such a nice one too. Flamepaw saying it's Blazefire's loss for missing out on being with Sunbeam, and Sunbeam telling Flamepaw that surely he'll pass his next assessment, but that he's got every right to be angry right now. I really hope we get more of these two. While those two were chatting at the gathering, Frostpaw was off at the moon pool with friend Splashtail, hoping for a sign from StarClan of who should lead Riverclan. And she found a very exciting one, a curled feather for Curlfeather. And the dream she later had that night confirmed it. Curlfeather is to be the next leader of Riverclan. And I couldn't be happier. A she-cat, and one I'm already invested in, as she's Frostpaw's mother. And we got one of the quotes I talked about a couple weeks ago, which, as I suspected, was referring to a sign from StarClan. Back with Sunbeam, Fringe Whisker passes the trial to join ShadowClan. And I'm so happy for her. Unlike Berryheart, who is spouting all sorts of nonsense about preserving the ShadowClan she knows and loves. And then we get another quote that was teased. Then join us. You might like what you hear. And yeah, it sounds just as bad and ominous in context. Am I sensing a new antagonist here? Or a group of them? Older warriors who are opposed to the changes to the code? Happier news in ThunderClan. Flamepaw finally passes his warrior's assessment, with a brilliant catch. And I could not believe my fears were realized and Flamepaw received the name Flameheart, again after Firestar. This poor boy. Let him be his own cat for StarClan's sake. I have such respect for him standing up to the clan and refusing the name. And for Finchlight standing up with him when Sparkfelt and Squirrelflight berated him. And I'm very glad that Bramblestar understood. It makes sense, I mean, he spent his younger days dealing with Tigerstar's legacy, and also received the same suffix as his father. So Flamepaw receives a new name. One for his dark pelt, just like Lark Song's. Nightheart. I'm a little sad we'll never get Flamesong, but I kinda love Nightheart, and I think it'll grow on me more. We're back with Frostpaw for one final chapter. And oh my god, it was traumatizing. I mean, I knew there was a good chance it wasn't gonna go well, but I was not expecting Frostpaw and Curlfeather to be attacked by dogs on the way to the moonpool, and for Curlfeather to die by their claws, saving her daughter. As terrible as it was, her last words were curious. Don't trust any cat. I don't know what that's supposed to mean in this context, but I guess we'll have to wait for Sky to come out to find out more. Either way, Riverclan is clearly cursed. Thanks for watching. If you've read River, let me know your thoughts on it. I'm torn between loving it and being completely traumatized. Again, it was an emotional ride for sure. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next Thursday.